do what Beyonce said and say my name. She said, say my name, and if you tweet and say @Rocket Group or ACT Missouri, or at Governor Jay Nixon, or at Ryan Silvey, Appropriations Chair, the Senate Committee on Appropriations, you say their name, my name, those of us in social media are going to be narcissistic and check our mentions before we check our news feeds. 2 reasons why. 1, we're narcissists. 2, it's good customer service. Because myself or the people running or the senator who is doing their tweeting, they want to see if somebody is asking them a question, if somebody's interacting with something that they shared or posted, if somebody is calling them names. They need to know to respond. JCPenney's and Target and all those others are following their mentions more so than they're following the content that they publish out there, because they need to see what the customers and the audiences are responding to it. So always check your mentions first. The little red flags you get at the top of Facebook, check those before you go scrolling through your news feed, because those are people that need to respond. And in this modern social media world, this modern digital age, especially on Twitter, audiences expect responses, consumers expect responses in less than an hour before they start angrily tweeting, before they start all capping and exclamation points. And if you don't like Destiny's Child, here's Walter White. Say my name. Do you want me to answer that now or later? The other thing about modern forms of communication, email, newsletters, websites, social media, conferences. If I go to a bar when I'm of legal age and somebody offers to buy me a drink, I'm going to probably accept that drink and buy the next round. 15-minute relationship there. If Matthew comes up to me and says, dude, I need you to take my dog. Please, he says. His dog does tweet too, by the way. Hashtag Matthew's dog. And I take this dog, what have I now gotten myself into for free? A 15 to 20-year relationship, going outside in all kinds of weather at least 3 times a day, maybe more if you're my dog, because she likes the fresh air. Food bills, vet bills, grooming bills, electric fence bills, so because she keeps going to the neighbor's yard. Now I'm just venting. This is therapeutic for me. Social media, email newsletters, even websites to some extent are free to set up. But they're free like a dog, not free like a beer. You're going to have to put money, you're going to have to put time, you're going to have to put education, you're going to have to put investment into the tools that you're going to use to successfully reach your audiences. If you do it free and easy, if you do it in a beer-like way, and I really should have changed this analogy for this group, but if you're going to do it in the beer-like way, you're not going to be successful. You're going to have a 15-minute moment of fame, a 15-minute lifespan. You're going to have small audiences and even less interaction. But if you do it the dog way of investment and growth, you're going to be a lot more successful. And your rugs will be clean. This is my dog. This is Taffy. And she says, listen first, because she can't help it because her ears are so big. Listen first for the opportunities to engage in your audience. Listen first for the opportunities to inform your audience and educate your audience and entertain your audience. Listen first for things that are going on in your community or the nation or the world that are impacting the people that you're trying to impact, and inform, educate, and entertain them with that information. Listen for those opportunities. Everything else second. Listen to see if there's even audiences out there for you. Who's from the smallest town here in this room? Where are you from? Holt. You win. What? Ava's bigger. It's a county seat. I don't know that there are Twitter audiences for you in Holt that are neighbors. I know there's some. There's got to be some. There's always some. But I don't know if it's great numbers. But it's probably the newspaper editorial guy or something along those lines, the local leaders, that kind of stuff. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, well, I forgot you're in the suburbs of Kearney. So maybe social media is not the way for you. Maybe you still need to do the printed newsletter that you mail out to your members because you've got 100 and some members, and that you've got the chance of those 100 people seeing it better than the one tweet that you send out. Listen for those opportunities, whether it's the audience numbers, who makes up the audience, the topics, etc. Listen first, everything else second. Because you've got to get your followers engaged. Because somebody over here said it earlier about whatever's on the internet is true. It was you. I knew it was you. You guys remember Hurricane Sandy? You guys remember the picture on the right, if you can see it, of the fake, people were posting all these fake photoshopped photos of the storms knocking down New York, and they were all from movies and stuff. You shared the fake storm photo, but not the business you actually liked, is what the tagline says on the bottom of this. The same day Sandy hit, we had a local business go out of business in Jefferson City. And they posted it on Facebook about 11 o'clock in the morning. And by 1 o'clock, throughout the lunch hour, it had hundreds of comments, hundreds of likes, hundreds of shares, etc. The word was spreading digitally that this winery was going out of business. And those of you from mid-Missouri might know what I'm talking about. The thing was, when I went to their Facebook page and looked to see what the interaction was and the audience numbers were before they announced they were closing, they had like 100 likes on Facebook. They had very minimal check-ins on Facebook. They had very minimal pictures of people taking pictures of their wine or their food. People were not interacting with them until it was too late. But everybody shares these storm photos here of the bad storm, but nobody liked the business, nobody interacted with the business until it was too late. Do the math and encourage your audiences, because you don't need your audiences to show up at the last minute. You need your audiences there every day. A share, this is related to Facebook, a share is greater than a check-in, which is greater than a comment, which is greater than a like, which is greater than only nothing at all. This is a click. This is a click. This is a click. That's how much effort it takes me to like something on Facebook, a click. But I know it is. Thank you. But if I share something, or if you share something, or your audience shares something of yours, it allows them to add their pithy comment, P-I-T-H-Y. It allows them to endorse, detract, whatever, put their stamp upon what they're sharing, and share that out to their audiences. Again, you want to reach the audience of audiences of audiences, no matter the form of communication, Facebook, telephone tree, printed newsletter, banner behind an airplane, blimp. You want to reach the audience of audiences of audiences. This dude here shared when the Powerball was up to $1 trillion a while back. He made a fake Powerball ticket with the winning numbers, thank you Photoshop, and said, if you share this, I will draw a name for one of the people who shares this, and I will give you half of my winnings of the lottery ticket. You can't see it. This is as big as we can make the picture. But 12 hours, I caught this 12 hours after the fact, and more than 250,000 people had shared this photograph. Because people, man. Share then like. Share your content. Share the content of the brands that you're looking for or supporting. Share the content that you all are producing yourselves in moderation. The most powerful action on social media. Share it with your audience, then like it. Then you can like it. Then you can fave it. Then you can do whatever. Share it, retweet it, +1 it, whatever, across the different social channels. Train your people, involve your people, get them involved to do something at all times. And when they're comfortable, turn them loose. You've empowered them. You've delegated them. Now they've bought in. They're invested. They want to carry the banner for substance prevention or substance abuse prevention. and all the other delicate subject matters that you work with. Y'all don't have to do this by yourselves. And in this digital age, the more and more you do it by yourselves, the less successful you're going to be in the real world, because people need to see numbers. They need to see validation. They need to see more than one person involved with the activity. We're all joiners by heart. That's why Kiwanis still exists. That's why Rotary still exists. I'm not picking on them, I'm just saying. We're all joiners. We want to be a part of something. We want to support something that we believe in. That's why we like pages. That's why we join things. That's why we follow things on Twitter, because we want to be a part of something. An engaged, involved, and dedicated audience, or membership, or supporters, or donators, contributors, will be your greatest asset as we move further into the digital age. The key point to all of this, to this section here, and to everything you do after you leave this conference, is you need to commit. I'm asking you to commit to continue your education and continuing your awareness of what's happening in the digital world, how you can take the things that you've been doing successfully or not so successfully and make them better and convert them to the digital world. Commit to continuing to educate yourself through opportunities like this, to hear people like me talking to a microphone to people like you. Commit to using the hashtags. Commit to finding your own local hashtag, #HoltMo. Commit to doing these things and launching your own success story. Who's ready to go launch some AstroNet turf roots? Guys, if you haven't heard already, part of there's a bonus plan. ACT Missouri has made arrangements with myself to help you all on an on-call basis through email for the next 30 days to help you with your communication questions, opportunities, obstacles, what have you. Y'all, there's cards on the table out there. Take those with you. If you have questions regarding your Facebook, your social media, your communication platforms, please email me. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I'll find you the information that you need, and we'll make that available. And I'll try to get back with you at least within 12 to 18 hours after you submit that. I would love it if you would tweet me. I would love it if you. I actually do check my Twitter more than my Facebook or my email, and I never answer my phone or my voicemail. So, guys, the two most powerful words in social media are thank you. Thank your followers. Thank the people who attend your events. Thank the people who make your organizations work, whether they're the employees or supporters, or the people who are your customers and clients. And I want to thank you for this paying attention during this first section. We've got 2 more to go. We're going to take a little bit of break here. If you get a chance, let's take 10 or 15 minutes while we change over the presentations and such. Get into bathrooms and fountains. I think the bar's open, but you guys don't go there. And if you haven't yet, please do follow, connect with me on Twitter, Facebook, what have you, @Rocket Group. We do publish dozens of pieces of information every week regarding communications and social media and some fun items. I hope you like music and baseball. That will help you to succeed. So we'll see you in like 10, 15 minutes.